Creating and selling digital courses can be an excellent way to generate steady income. In fact, it's one of my favorite ways to profit from your knowledge and make $100 a day or more. Just over the first quarter of this year, 2023, I've been able to make over $16,000 from just one of my online courses alone on autopilot. If you have knowledge right here in your head about something that you think other people would be interested in, then you can create a course on that topic and start selling it too. Now, the great thing about digital courses is that once you've created them, they're yours to keep and promote for years and years to come without any additional work, provided that they are evergreen and not time sensitive. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by evergreen is that the content within the course doesn't become outdated. For example, if you create a course on, let's say, how to build a garden shed, then your information is evergreen because people will always be looking for advice in this specific area. And it doesn't matter when they buy the product. On the other hand, if you created a digital course, let's say about current trends on Instagram, then this will be considered time sensitive because the trends will change and your product could become outdated really quickly. So how do you decide on which topic to create a digital course about? Well, the best way is to start with something that you already know and that you're already passionate about. If you can find a way to monetize your passion, then you'll make it so much easier for you to stay motivated in creating content without burning out. For example, if you like making gluten-free desserts, right? That's one of the things that I like to do. I like to make gluten-free recipes. Then you could basically create a course about baking gluten-free desserts, right? One thing I want you to think about when it comes to creating digital courses is that a course doesn't have to be this big old complicated course with 22 modules, and in each module there's like 48 videos. It could be something as simple as a 3-step process or maybe a framework that you have to achieve a certain result that you can teach, let's say in 3 to 5 videos. Something as simple as that. And guess what? Don't think for a second that the more modules and videos you have in your course, the more money you'll make and the more you can charge for it. We'll talk about pricing in just a second, but for now, I want you to understand that creating digital courses can be a great way to generate passive income and make money online. Okay, so before we get into all the specifics of how to create a digital course, let's play around with a little bit of math. So if your goal is to make $100 a day, that's $3,000 a month. So knowing that, let's look at a few scenarios. If you create and sell a course for $100, then you would need to make 30 sales per month. If you create and sell a course for $200, then you would need to make 15 sales a month. And if you create a course and sell the course for $300, then all you would need is 10 sales a month. You see how that works? All of these scenarios equal to $3,000 a month, which is $100 a day. So if you can always adjust the price of your course and the number of the sales that you need to make in order to reach that $3,000 goal or that $100 a day goal, then do the math. But just don't get caught up in pricing yourself too low. If you have a good course and you're confident with the value that it brings, then price it accordingly. Got it? Good. Now let's talk about how you actually go about creating the course. So step 1 is to brainstorm some course ideas. What you need to do is you need to narrow down your topic and come up with a course concept. And you can do this by just writing down some ideas, just brain dumping them on a piece of paper for topics that your target audience would need help with. For example, if you want to create a course, let's say about blogging, you could brainstorm ideas like how to get more readers, how to get more traffic, how to write SEO-friendly blogs. But the best way to go about brainstorming your course is to look at what other people are already doing. That's a clue. Take a look in the digital courses that already exist in your industry and see if there's a gap that you can fill. A great way to see if your idea is a good idea is to see who has a course on that same topic and to see if they're doing well with it. If somebody already is doing something that you want to do with the same course idea, that's a pretty good indication that your course could be successful too. Because success leaves clues, right? So don't be intimidated by the idea of creating a course that already exists. Keeping an eye on your competitors is a really great way to help you figure out what works and what doesn't, so that you can create something even better than your competition. The key here is to find your own unique angle that sets you apart from the competition and that makes your course stand out from your competition. Step 2, planning your course outline. So now that you have the concept of the idea in mind, it's time to start planning out the outline of your course. Your course needs to serve a very specific purpose, and it needs to provide actionable items or steps or some kind of framework that your students can follow. You want to make sure that each module has an intent and that it's helping to move your student closer to the goal that they need to achieve and that they'll be able to get from you inside of your course. Now, I've personally taken courses myself, and one thing that irritates the living daylights out of me is when there is so much fluff in the course. All this extra unnecessary content inside the course. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like too much theory and not enough actionable material. So don't let your course be one of those courses. Keep it action-packed and make sure that each module has a very specific purpose, a very specific intent, and a very specific goal. And you always want to focus on the result. Because if you put a lot of fluff inside of your course just to make it seem like it's more valuable than it is, then your students are quickly going to realize that they're not getting their money's worth, and they're less likely to purchase from you again, and they're less likely to actually finish your course. So just go ahead and save yourself the headache and plan out your course outline with a very specific goal in mind, and that is to get the students a result quickly, period. Also, there's different things that you can include inside of your course as well to make it more valuable. For example, you can include video tutorials, audio recordings, PDFs, quizzes, worksheets, and so much more. So think of all the different ways that you can deliver your course material so that it appeals to as many people as possible. Because remember, everybody has a different learning style. Some people do better with videos. Some people do better with audios. Some people do better reading. So if you can, I would actually have all those type of ways to consume your content inside of the course. Step 3, creating the content. So once you finalize your course outline, it's time to start creating the content. And this is where you're going to be spending a lot of your time and energy. And if you need some help with the technical side of things, I can teach you all of that inside of my community, the Results Lab. I have all of that content laid out for you in phase 3, where I teach you how to create your own courses, your own coaching programs, even your own membership sites, so that you can tap into those additional income streams too. But your content is going to be the bread and butter of your course. It's what will help you stand out from your competition. So you need to put your best foot forward and create content that really, really serves your audience. I mean, you want them to walk away feeling like they've learned something new from you, like they got their problem solved. That's how you're going to build a strong relationship with your students and keep them coming back for more. Keep them buying more of your courses if you decide to create more courses in the future. Okay, so here are some tips on creating some content for your course. Number 1, keep your content videos short. And you do this by breaking them up into very small, digestible chunks, or bite-sized pieces of content, if you will, okay? The next thing is to include a variety of content types, such as, like I said before, video tutorials, audio recordings, PDFs, quizzes, worksheets, workbooks, all that kind of stuff. Next thing is to make sure that each module has an intent and that it's helping to move your students closer towards their goal. Whatever your students signed up for, they signed up to get a result, right? So you need to take them from point A to point Z, okay? You need to take them on that journey inside of your course, whether that be through a framework, a blueprint, or however, whatever it is that you have that you want to teach inside your course. The next thing is to integrate stories into your course to make it more engaging. Also, you want to create a step-by-step system or roadmap that facilitates the learning process. Remember, taking them from point A to point Z without them having to, figure out how to do it on their own. You want them to get into your course so that you can help them get the result that they came in for. So think of ways to make your course stand out and keep it action-packed and results-oriented. Step 4, setting up your course. This is where a lot of people get tripped up because they get all tripped up over the technical difficulties that they feel like they're struggling with. But once you have your course created, it's time to start setting up your course. And this is where you need to decide which platform or which software that you're going to be using to deliver the course material, to create all the quizzes, to set up the membership sites or the forums for your students. And this is also the time to decide what kind of payment system that you're going to be using to sell your course. Will you use an integrative payment system like Stripe? That's the one that I use. Or PayPal. I personally don't use PayPal. I prefer Stripe better because it just looks better. And it's just easier and a faster way to kind of set up the payments, especially with the software that I use. And finally, you need to make sure that you have your customer service systems in place too, because your students are going to actually have questions as they're going through the course. So you want to make sure that you have a customer service system, if you will, set in place. Okay, and you want to include email support, automated emails, or even a phone number support if necessary, right? Someplace where they can call. Now I actually have a help desk inside of my course so that when my students have questions, they can, submit a ticket there, or they can ask me some questions inside of my Facebook group as well. And this is important because you don't want your students feeling like they're left out in the cold when they buy from you, okay? So the possibilities are really endless here, so take some time to do your research. All right, now when you have all of your course content ready to go, now it's time to start setting up your course. So you're gonna need some software that allows you to actually host all of your material, your videos, your PDFs, all that kind of stuff. And there's several platforms that you can use, but the one that I use and I absolutely love is the all-in-one platform that I use called 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐚. If you need the link, you can grab a 14-day trial for just $1 in the link right below. Now, 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐚 has everything. You can create your courses in there, your membership sites, you can create your coaching programs, your funnels, your lead magnets. It has a built-in autoresponder, video hosting, everything. I absolutely love 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐚 because it has, like I said, everything that you need all in one place. It even has amazing analytics, shopping carts. You can even create your whole entire sales funnel to sell your course inside of this platform. I love this tool suite because you basically get everything that you need all under one roof for one price. What I see a lot of people doing is that they have all these different third-party tools, and it could be extremely time-consuming trying to connect all the pieces and integrate this with that and all this other stuff. And that's where people get overwhelmed. So they have a bill for this and they have a bill for that, and it just becomes overwhelming and time-consuming. And that's why I recommend 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐚, because it's got everything you need in one place. So my recommendation is 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐚. So again, the link, you can grab the link down below this video. That is my affiliate link, just disclaimer. But you can get a 14-day trial for just $1. Step number 5, promoting your course. Whew, okay, so there's a lot of different strategies to promote your course and to get it out there into the world. But one of my favorite ways is to create a lead magnet that is aligned with your course. Watch this video here and I'll show you how I turned my free organic leads into 45 sales in just 30 days. Basically, in a nutshell, you just create a free lead magnet that is correlated with your course or aligned with your course, and then you use social media and maybe paid advertising to drive traffic to the course. And once people opt in to get your free lead magnet, then you can add them to an autoresponder email sequence that will send out the information about your course over a specific period of time. This method has been extremely effective for me because it builds trust with my audience before they even purchase the course. But there are several ways to promote your course so that you can make $100 a day. I teach all of this inside of my program, the Results Lab. So if you want to get connected inside of our community, Go ahead and check out the link below, and I'll see you over there.